Tell us, how dangerous is it, or even so, if it's not dangerous at all, for national security documents or such important information be disclosed to public?
Well, thank you very much. With regards to what has happened, the matrix that the third gentleman has put out. One, this is his narrative of what happened. Details of major aspects of the matrix are not out yet. However, when you talk about national security, one of the successes to measure the performances is in relation to how transparent and accountable the said institution is to the public. Okay? Because you remember it's taxpayers' money that is being used to run the operations and whatever. So if you have a case such as this, and the said gentleman says, i.e., so amount was used for A, B, and C, we have what has come out in his narrative. Now, what can happen is that underground, the national security investigative bodies can then start doing their investigations and call all those who were related to the set operations and then ascertain what actually happened. Was there any operations at all? When who benefited? Because we are talking about the quantum of funds that are being used, i.e. against the threats that we face as a nation. However, with such documents coming out, does not necessarily mean that we are exposing the security agency. It is rather going to help structure and make that institution more resilient and independent, in that every loophole be blocked and anybody who is found to have been what? Perpetrating or involved in any illegality will be dealt with the law. Now, when you talk about the modus operandi of the national security itself,
right?
Ideally, most of the operations are not known until it concerns the citizen directly or indirectly. So then, if you have a case such as this, and then receiving a case out there that I put funds into this operation, the onus now lies on me to name specifics. Okay, so that is what we are waiting for. But me putting out there doesn't jeopardize the activities and operations of the national security authorities. It doesn't at all. So now going forward, what actually went into the set operations and who benefited? And then we can do a structural analysis and a risk test before we can put out details. Okay, so assuming I'm the one who put out such information, okay, I'm also looking at what I can get from each, direct, what is my goal, what is my aim. But ideally, whatever I put out there, as I said, does not jeopardize the activities or modus operandi of the national security. I will then be called upon to give specifics and details, and then the investigative bodies will now follow up and do the investigations and ascertain who and who were involved and how much went into this and all of that. It is going to really help restructure the organization and make it more resilient. That's what I think. But it doesn't jeopardize the activities of the national security. Whatever has come out, the matrix that we have seen is what is out there. Now, if you have any other details, it is between them and then the national security authorities to know which one can what, tarnish the image of the security authorities. If so, then we'll come to a consensus. If not, then the case